Once upon a time, in the enchanted forest after sunset, there was a curious little rabbit named Benny. He loved to explore and make new friends. One evening, while hopping through the tall grass, he heard some rustling nearby. Cautiously, he peeked around a bush and saw a beautiful fox sitting under a large tree. She was singing softly to herself with a melody that filled Benny's heart with joy. He slowly approached her, not wanting to scare her off. "Hello there," he said in his sweet little voice. The fox stopped singing and turned towards him. At first, she looked surprised, but then a smile spread across her face. "Oh, hello," she replied. "My name is Fern. What brings you to this part of the forest?" Benny was so excited to meet someone new that he almost forgot why he came in the first place. He told Fern all about his love for adventure and making friends. As they talked, they noticed that darkness was falling faster than they thought. They both began to feel scared until they realized they had each other's company. They held hands and continued talking as they walked deeper into the forest. Suddenly, they heard growling in the distance. It was getting closer by the second. Fern grabbed Benny's hand tighter and started running through the trees. They ran for what seemed like forever until they stumbled upon a small clearing with a glowing fountain at its center. They both let out sighs of relief as they realized they were safe from whatever was chasing them. As they sat by the fountain, they looked into each other's eyes and saw a friendship that shone even in the darkest moments. From that day forward, Benny and Fern became best friends. They continued exploring the magical forest together, always there for each other when things got scary or lonely. And every night before they went to sleep, they would say goodnight to the glowing fountain in the clearing, knowing that no matter what tomorrow brought, they had a friend by their side. One day, as they were playing near the glowing fountain, they noticed a small bird with a broken wing. Benny and Fern quickly sprang into action, helping the little bird to safety. They nursed it back to health and named him Tweety. From that moment on, the trio became inseparable. They explored every corner of the magical forest together, laughing and playing the whole way. They even helped other animals in need whenever they could. As time went by, Benny and Fern grew older, but their friendship only got stronger. They shared countless adventures and created countless memories. And every night before they went to sleep, they would say goodnight to Tweety, knowing that he was always there for them too. The years passed by quickly, and soon enough, Benny and Fern were adult rabbits with families of their own. They taught their children about the magic of the forest and the importance of friendship, and when their children grew up, they too became friends with Tweety and continued the tradition of exploring and helping others together. Even as old age crept in, Benny, Fern, and Tweety never lost sight of each other or their bond. They spent their last days lying in the sun near the glowing fountain, reminiscing about all they had been through and how grateful they were for every moment. And when it was time for them to say goodbye, they knew that their friendship would live on forever in the magical forest. They left this world together, leaving behind a legacy of love, kindness, and adventure that would inspire generations to come. One day, while Benny and Fern were exploring the forest, they stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside, they found a treasure chest filled with shiny gems and sparkling jewels. Excitedly, they took turns opening the chest and choosing their favorite pieces. As they were leaving the cave, they noticed a small creature cowering in the corner. It was a young dragon named Draco, who had been trapped inside by an evil witch. Benny and Fern knew they had to help him escape. They carefully explained their plan to Draco, promising to keep him safe. Together, they flew out of the cave, with Draco following closely behind them. They avoided the witch's traps and managed to make it back to the safety of the forest. From that day forward, Benny, Fern, and Draco became inseparable friends. They shared countless adventures together, each one more exciting than the last. And even when danger lurked around every corner, they knew that they could always count on each other to protect one another. As time went by, Benny and Fern grew older, but their friendship with Draco only deepened. They taught him about the magic of the forest and helped him learn how to control his fire breath. In return, Draco protected them from any harm that came their way, even when they faced their toughest challenges. Yet, battling an army of goblins or outsmarting a group of greedy hunters, Benny, Fern, and Draco stood together, united in their love for each other and the magical forest they called home. And when it was finally time for them to say goodbye, they knew that their friendship would live on forever. Their stories would be passed down through generations, inspiring others to believe in the power of love, loyalty, and friendship.